Good morning, guys. A quick video to let you guys know where we are in the garden planning. Um, I've started making notes on my calendar regarding temperature. I've never done that before. I know I should have probably. I always plant in February. 95% of the time it works out for me, so not really worried about it, but just to make sure that in the future we can try to get things uh, a little bit more organized. I'm gonna start doing it. I'm gonna try to be one of those people that documents things for you guys more than myself. But got the rough drafts here. I won't be finalizing these until perhaps over the winter. I'll go ahead and finalize these after I'm finished working them this summer, making sure that I've got everything laid out the way I want. I've got the new section kind of started here that I mentioned before. This is a row of pear trees here. We have the horses over here in the grooming stall there. It actually lays like this on the property. It's a south facing slope. So this is like a gradual slope that way. And so I'm trying to decide how I want to lay it out. I want to put another garden bed here and I think one here. And then this space here, I'm still thinking about like how I want that to flow. These little lines here, that's just like my little walk path. I have planted, have beds along the sides here of these that I've planted last year. This space over here, I don't think I've ever taken pictures or documented anything. I'm just getting started over here to try to get that laid out. But I want to get started because you don't finish unless you start. So these things here are my February plantings, just to kind of bring you guys up to speed. I had a peach tree and some figs and a bleeding heart that I've already got potted up. Some raspberries, roses, and a couple tomato plants that are going. That I'll be potting those up, but I don't know. Maybe this weekend, maybe next week, those things will be getting in their pots. These are my plantings. These are the plantings that I want to get done in February. I've already marked through the strawberries, the lamb's quarters, Swiss chard, mustard greens, collards, spinach. Carrots are circled because I have planted some carrots, but not as many as I want. The potatoes and arugula are going to be going in this weekend, along with the peas and asparagus and onions. Those things I'm planning to finish off this weekend so I can finish off my February list. These are some transplants that I'm planning for March. So these are things that I have in the trays that are going to be moving over into the beds for March. Now, I have a limited window here of time that I'm working with as February is fading fast. But these are some of the things that I need to get done by the end of the month. The lower two beds, like I said, everything is a south slope. So on the paper here, these look like the top two beds, but in reality, they are the lower two beds there. And those two beds, I need to get some fresh compost brought in for them. That'll be a quick project. And then the orchard garden area, the rows for the corn and the beans, I need to get those prepped. I've had my meat birds working this area all winter, so I've been moving their tractor along there, so that's cleared and ready to go. So I'm just going to go in there and make some rows to plant the corn and green beans there. And the pepper row. The pepper row is up top. This is the top of the hill, and this area is a little bit drier. So when we first planted this, it really, me and my husband had to work hard hauling water to those trees because we didn't have any way to irrigate it at that time. And we were just adamant that we were going to get some trees in the ground as soon as we got here. We did it. They survived. They're beautiful, but it sure was a lot of work. These peppers and tomatoes, this is actually going to be in gutter. It's going to be a bucket and gutter system there because I don't want to have these trees and berries they're in really good. I don't have to water them as much now, maybe a little bit in the heat of the summer, but it's still a nice sunny spot that'll do well for these peppers and tomatoes. I just don't want to have to haul the water there. So I'm going to set them up with the gutter system so they never run out of water, and get them going. So that's something. I've got to prep that area. I've got a couple blackberry brambles that have popped up in that row, so I've got to go cut those out. And then I've got a little bit of fence repair to do around the orchard garden because the little garden devil rabbits broke into the garden. So I'm going to have to go work on patching that up. And the fencing that I used around the garden was just deer netting. It was just a little piece around the bottom, and it worked for 2 years until one of the little rabbits figured out that she could chew it, and she broke in. That's whenever she had the little nest of babes that I showed you guys the pictures of, and, you know, yada, yada, yada. So now I have the little garden devils over there that I have to deal with. So I do believe that I have finally gotten them out of the garden, but I'm going to take and put some wire fencing around the bottom there to keep them from being able to get back in. The deer really haven't been a problem. We did have one little doe that popped in and nibbled a couple of things, and then she left. But anyway, that's the stuff that we've got going. I've already got those things planted, the peas, onions, potatoes, and arugula going in this weekend. And then for March, I've already started making my list for March. I want to get some of these herbs and things started in trays. I'm going to plant these things in the ground. I already have designated spots for them. In the ground, some more potatoes and carrots, cabbage, beets, all that kind of stuff. And then the prep areas for March are going to be the okra rows and the squash mounds, and getting my herb planters. These little squares here are actually going to be little herb planters that I want to have near my raised beds. So I want to have them so that I could move them if I want to. Experimenting with some companion planting there to try to help keep pests down and that kind of thing. So that's what I've got going on there. But anyway, that is the update for the garden and the happenings of the garden. And I've got to get out there this morning and get a couple things done before I have to go to work today. Check on the seedlings and get all the critters taken care of, and then I'm out of here. But it's February 2023, and we are on it. We're getting our grow on. Share the videos with friends and family if you think that they might be interested in learning how to grow off-grid or interested in the lifestyle that we have going on here. I do wish that everyone could be more self-reliant. I think that that's where our future is leading us. I think that's where we need to go. And I really appreciate you guys coming along with us on this journey. I appreciate you watching the videos. I appreciate you commenting, because you know I really do love talking to y'all. You have a good one. We'll catch you next time.